One, that's not the same as saying they can't help Palestinians, is it? Let's bring in Arwa Damon, the founder of UNRWA, International Network for Aid, Relief, and Assistance, INARA. If you want to help the people who are suffering on the ground in Gaza, this organization is one of those doing the good work. She joins us now. Arwa, thank you very much. What is your understanding of what this is about, and what do you fear the impact will be?
Well, Chris, the impact is going to be absolutely devastating because by banning UNRWA, which is the UN relief agency for Palestinians, Israel is effectively severely impeding UNRWA's ability to provide not just humanitarian assistance in a place like Gaza, but also in the West Bank and other territories that Israel occupies. And so we're talking about around 3 million Palestinians will potentially be impacted because you can't get to any of these areas without crossing through Israel or crossing through some sort of an Israeli checkpoint. It's impossible. So how are staff supposed to move around? How are any of the aid trucks supposed to reach the people that need them? And that is the great concern here. It's also important. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Well, I was going to say, it's also important to point out, how Israel's allies are reacting to this. The U.S. had already urged Israel not to take this measure. And you'll remember that I think it was a few weeks ago, the U.S. told Israel that if they did not work towards improving the humanitarian situation inside Gaza, which is the worst that it has been, arguably, since the beginning of all of this, that Israel could risk losing U.S. support. And then if we look at what the EU foreign policy chief basically said after this ban came out, he said that this is in stark contradiction of international law and the fundamental principle of humanity. And so really, when you look at it, it does feel as if Israel is just using another tool in its arsenal of impeding our ability as humanitarians to provide for those who need the assistance.
So assess their counter. The counter is, no. Arwa, you can do whatever you want in the bad zones. And we're still going to allow goods through. But you can't, not you, but the UN people can't come back from this one agency because too many of them have been found to have been working with or sympathetic to or both Hamas. And we cannot risk that right now. And I'm sorry, you do the work over there, but you don't get to come here and threaten us.
Right. So, the sort of strains and tensions between UNRWA and Israel have been going on long before October 7th. Israel has always felt as if UNRWA might, at the very least, be, complicit in some of these activities, which is something that UNRWA does fundamentally deny. And if we look at some of the allegations, Israel has said that hundreds of UNRWA employees are active members of Hamas and not provided any evidence for those claims. Now, UNRWA did launch its own independent investigation and actually got rid of 12 of its employees. But if we look at, the number of staff that UNRWA has, we're talking, 13,000 in Gaza, 4,000 in the West Bank, tens of thousands across all of the regions. I mean, is it likely that a small percentage of them did have nefarious ties? Absolutely. Yes. But also show me an organization where, 1 to 3% don't have ties to some sort of nefarious entity or involved in some sort of, lewd kind of activities. And so the argument is that, from the other side, at least, is that Israel is trying to prevent UNRWA from operating because it does view UNRWA, and this has been sort of the core of a lot of the tensions that have existed, as sort of perpetuating this idea of a Palestinian refugee. And Israel has always been against this concept because then you get into all of the issues of, the right of return, et cetera.
Arwa Damon, thank you. This is complicated, but you're stating the proposition for the audience, and I appreciate that. And thank you for the work that you're doing. Let me know how I can help. I want everybody to know Arwa is also a storyteller and an amazing journalist. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.